and welcome to the Werewolf by Night podcast. This season we're talking about Marvel's number 2 lycanthrope, but number 1 star god, John Jameson, aka the Furry Freak, aka Old Fang Snout, aka the Star God. I'm your co-host, Matt Howell.
I'm your other host, Jacob Balcom.
Hi, Jacob.
Hey, we're together.
We're together. And thanks for joining us this week. This will be our finale, season 2 finale, where we are capping off our journey with the Man-Wolf, John Jameson. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
We're enjoying a couple of Romita alterations, which was our season's drink that Ben M made.
Yes.
So let's taste it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's really become my favorite drink. I drink them all the time. It's kind of all I drink anymore.
I do too. And if anyone needs that recipe again, let us know on Patreon because we can send you that recipe, and it's become our household drink as well. So.
Yeah. And Matt, thank you for the fancy duds that we are wearing tonight.
Well, we had to signal the occasion's August, its importance.
It is important.
So we wanted to thank off the bat the folks who sent in their top 3s. That was very nice. We got some audio. We got some lists sent to us through Gmail, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. So thanks to everybody who did that. Our plan for the show is to keep it nice and simple and just kind of recap what we thought of season 2 overall, and then do our top 3s, and then talk about what's next. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Right on. So why don't you start?
Well, like you and I were talking about earlier, we feel like we've made our opinions pretty well known as to what we think of the Man-Wolf saga, what we think the highs are, what we feel like the lows are. I think the both of us are in agreement that the Star God part of the Man-Wolf saga is the high point, is the best part of the saga. I think we can probably agree that the Marvel team-up is the low point of the saga. Not a terrible point. I enjoyed it because it was so terrible, but it's not the best thing.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. It's essentially a hostess ad.
Yeah, it is a hostess ad.
Spread over 2 issues.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with you. I was actually a fan of the Creatures on the Loose story. The handful of issues, what was that? Probably 8 issues. Leading up to Kraft taking it to outer space. I enjoyed them, but I can see how there wasn't a lot of gas in that tank, and it was very limited potential.
I really enjoyed it. Once George Perez took over, then the issues are essential.
Yes, definitely. But I think that pretty much to a fan, everyone prefers the Space Star God Cosmic Odyssey that we got.
I think so. It was cool to read those and talk about it online and realize that everyone else was as impressed as we were, because I had no idea about the Star God before this season. And now I can't imagine my life without him.
Yeah. And if anyone out there is listening that works at Marvel, it's time for a return.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not just a return. We've seen John Jameson take his lupine form as the Star God since then. We're looking for a full return to the other realm and all that.
Yes. Gorjun, Garth, the whole deal.
Lambert.
We're going to pronounce it like that, just on this show. It's Lambert this time.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I know, you're right. We have to be fancy, so yeah, correct.
Right on. Are we ready? I feel like I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's get into our top 3s.
Okay.
So I think that we should start. So let's talk about covers. So what was your number 3 top cover this season?
My number 3 was, and I forgot the artist, so you might have to help me out on this one.
Okay.
But it's Creatures on the Loose, number 33, Death Game.
Okay.
And it's the one that had Man-Wolf down on his knees, kind of reeling in pain as his father points a rifle at him and says, I have to kill him to save a life, but I can't kill my son.
And this is Creatures on the Loose 33,
yeah.
You said? Okay, 33 is a Gilkane pencils with Klaus Janson inks. And guess what? We have a double Romita alteration on that cover.
Oh, well, it's time for a drink then.
Yeah, we need to drink to that. Cheers to that. Johnny
boy.
couldn't keep his hands off that cover. He needed to alter a lot.
Well, those are three very talented artists, and I absolutely love that cover. Yeah, it's just, I think that the art, the detail on the Man-Wolf in particular, and his musculature and his anatomy and physiology is just super striking. And yeah, I love that one. What's your number three?
Well, my number three might be kind of a hot take because I think my number three is pretty much everyone else's number one. My number three is Marvel Premiere 45.
Oh no, we're supposed to count up to our favorite.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. That's fine.
I know. I knew it was going to be a hot take. I just happened to like a couple of the other Creatures on the Loose covers a little bit more, even though the Marvel Premiere 45, the striking debut of the Star God on the cover, is an incredible cover. I think it's Perez pencils. I think that's Bob McLeod, if I'm correct, on inks like that.
On 45?
On 45, yep, Bob McLeod. And no, it's an amazing cover and is completely iconic. But I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I think it's hard to kind of separate the technical brilliance of the art from the content for a lot of people like me. So like the fact that there is like this Flash Gordon-y stuff going on weighs in and kind of colors the assessment. But yeah, okay, at least it made your top three, so we can keep working together.
Yes.
Me?
Yeah, what's your top two?
Okay, so mine might be kind of out of left field here. My next one is actually Creatures on the Loose 34, which is the one where he is falling from the train trestle as the trestle is like exploding and falling down after him, much like Buster Keaton's The General. I don't know what it is about that one, but it's always just stuck out to me as a very exciting and I don't know, it's just very dynamic and like the actual tension kind of comes across in that one more to me.
Well, let me tell you something, Matt. Creatures on the Loose 34 is my second favorite cover as well because I love it for all those same reasons. It's dynamic. I think it's Perez coming out of the gate super strong. I love that whole issue. I bought it in a single issue. I have the original floppy of it, and I keep meaning to cut it up and make buttons because that's who I am. But I kind of can't. Like, even though it's a beat up issue, you know, it's probably a good plus. But I kind of just want it to read.
Yeah.
So I might not cut that one up.
Yeah, and it was hard for me to kind of really be strictly adhere to like, this is just covers. Do not think about what's inside, you know, to just stick with what was going on. But that one really just was literally the first one that popped into my head besides my number one. I mean, it was like these two definitely, and then I'll pick what number three is.
Yeah. So I think we should maybe choose one of the cards from people who sent in their submissions. We had a lot of submissions. We chose ones who were friends of the show, people that we'd like to acknowledge their opinion because they supported us so much. So first off, we have Michelle from Moonlit Comics. That's her official last name, from Moonlit Comics. And her number two, well, let's see. Oh, that was issues. I already screwed up my ordering. So Michelle's number two was Marvel Premiere 45.
Okay.
Which a lot of people put as their number one. So, yeah, not too bad.
Okay.
Let's just go to number one. Do you want to do it?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's not a big surprise. Mine is Marvel Premiere 45.
Okay.
And again, this is probably personal experience and stuff coloring it. I mean, obviously, Perez's cover, like you said, is iconic, classic, poster worthy. I mean, can you imagine a blacklight of this in your dorm in 1978?
I totally get it.
But again, for me, I've told the story several times this season, but that I had Creatures on the Loose 37 most of my life, and I read it several times out of context and wondering what the heck was going on. I don't think I knew that Marvel Premiere 45 and 46 existed until later. So I had no idea that story got wrapped up, more or less. So for me, it's kind of hard to separate that. But yeah, just if nothing else, even out of context, if this was a fake comic in a movie, I would still think the cover was absolutely amazing and die to know what was inside those pages. So
you're not wrong. It's an amazing cover. Other people that agreed with you were Hal Sion, Oh, Russ from Tomes of Evil. He put Marvel Premiere 45 as his number one. And so did Brink.
There you go.
This is classic, very Masters of the Universe, high fantasy sci-fi with a fucking werewolf.
Yep.
That is from Brink, and Brink, you are absolutely right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's flying animal. I mean, it's like it's got that Flash Gordon kind of feel, like the movie that would come out in a few years after this, and a werewolf. I mean, that's the thing. Like you describe all these things, and you're like, and there's a werewolf.
And there's a werewolf.
Yeah, it's just like
No, it's
adrenaline injected right into the heart.
yeah. No, I get it, and I felt bad putting it as number 3, but I had to go with what I think other people said. And I know that that's what I agree with, is that Creatures on the Loose 31 is my number 1, which is our shirt, which is one of the most iconic covers.
Yeah.
Did this even make your top 3?
No.
That's really weird. It's on our shirts.
I know. And I think I did that just because it felt like it was you know what I mean? It's like the White Album or something where it's just like, we can't pick that as your favorite album from 68. Or it's just like, that's going to be everybody's.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, I mean, there's psychology involved in this that's probably not fair to the art. I mean, that was on the short list, but it just didn't make it.
Yeah. No, Michelle, okay, for Michelle's number 1, she put, it's a tie between Creatures on the Loose 30, 31, 33, and 34.
A three-way tie.
Four-way tie.
Four-way tie.
Four-way tie. So yeah, 31 is on there. I also think Ben chose number 31 as his favorite cover. And yeah, that was it.
Okay. Those are all pretty good choices.
No,
though.
they're pretty good choices. I mean, it's all solid choices. So I'm gonna have a drink of a Rumita to that.
Any notable runner-ups or, you know?
No, it was pretty. I think it was pretty unanimous.
I had a couple. Creatures on the Loose 36.
Yeah, Ben liked 36. He put it as number 3.
Okay.
And yeah, but everyone kind of that we saw online voted around the same. A lot of Marvel Premiere 45, a lot of Creatures on the Loose 31.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except Ryan Doe's put Marvel Premiere 46 as his top cover. Which is, I get it.
No, I do too.
It's a pretty cool cover.
I hovered over that one for a bit.
Yeah. I'm surprised that one didn't make, well, I guess Halcyon put that as his number 2 as well. So
Okay.
I think that, and I actually have that single issue as well. And I'm probably going to cut that up because we're going to need some Star God buttons.
Yeah.
For anyone that hasn't left a review, please leave us a review, send a screenshot of that. And I'm going to send you Man-Wolf buttons this time.
Sweet.
Yeah. Star God buttons. Don't worry, I'll make you some first and give you the first pick.
Good deal. So we're moving right along to the category of moments. And for me, I struggled where to place this moment a bit, but there were some other things that I had to knock it out of, but gosh darn it. Okay, so my number 3 is Tony Isabella giving Christine Saunders a personality and a soul in Creatures on the Loose number 32.
That is a great moment. I'm glad that you recognize that. I feel stupid. I should have put that in there because we loved that so much that we talked about it pretty much every episode after that.
Yeah.
Because it was amazing.
And I had wallpapers based off of like the art that was, I think that was Tusca, or I can't remember who that was.
Yeah, that was Tusca. And yeah, so amazing. And I think it was so amazing because that didn't happen a whole lot in the Bronze Age or in any ages before that. So when you got good characterization of a female character, it stood out so much. And it was so nuanced and so beautifully written that, yeah, Tony Isabella deserves a tip of the hat to that.
Yeah, and I would give a little, asterisk, just add on, like, I appreciate whoever that was who was writing the Spider-Man stories at the end of that run. Is that DeFalco? No. Who brought Christine back and showed that she had been working on art and she was successful.
It's Kraft.
That was Kraft.
Yeah,
You're right.
it's Kraft.
So I loved seeing that
Yeah.
Isabella started this thing. It kind of got dropped because, particularly by Kraft, she actually got dumbed down quite a bit for a couple of appearances, and then he brought her back and let her be a person again, which was a nice way to say goodbye to her.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's a great moment. So that's your number 3. My number 3 is the first skirmish of Other War in Marvel Premiere 45. That just that double page spread of everyone on their winged beasts fighting with the skeleton army. It's just so fucking cool.
That's 3.
Yeah, that's number 3 for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot more. It's an Iron Maiden album cover that I never knew I needed in my collection.
Yeah. Okay. My number 2 is the last page of Creatures on the Loose 37 when we see the X-ray of the Man-Wolf and we realize that the Godstone has not only fused with him but has fused with his entire nervous system.
Oh man, that's so cool.
For some reason, to me, that really upped. That was a huge oh shit. Like, this is not just something that's stuck to his skin. It is integrally, part of his body now.
No, it's amazing. So I'm gonna go for a moment. A second favorite moment of Ben's was Simon Stroud bursting into JJJ's office, calls his paper a sleazy rag sheet, and makes Jonah drop a cigar out of his mouth, then just continues screaming and running around. Yeah. So yeah, Ben, I gotta agree with you on that. That was a great moment.
Yeah, it was. Totally. And Stroud was his screaming silhouette was haunting spectrally the entire list.
Oh yeah. So my second favorite moment. And this is a weird one. I have a hard time calling this a favorite moment because it's one of the saddest moments that happened in the entire run. But I'm gonna go. It's the favorite emotional moment of the series is the death of Joel Stevens in Creatures on the Loose 34.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
It's a great one. He's basically gets his head blown off from behind by the evil
Peg leg. Shakespearean. Thespian.
Peg leg thespian. I think that's his new name. And yeah, Joel Stevens, he was hard living, he was hard loving, and he drove a really killer van that had a lot of cool hippie stickers on the back. So,
He also bore a striking resemblance to probably what Dave Kraft pictures himself as.
He looked exactly like David Kraft. So,
yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, cheers to Joel Stevens.
Yeah, no kidding. However, I actually considered that, and then I was like, wait a minute. At the end of the next issue, don't they say, like, we're life fighting him and there's still a chance? Like, it was kind of like oh man, you kind of snatched this out of this really big moment.
Yeah, they did, and then they didn't even follow up on it. It's not like he shows up again. So yeah, that did undercut the moment and the emotional weight of the moment. So that was disappointing.
I think that's why I didn't put it on there, because I was like, it's soured a little bit by that.
Okay.
My number 1?
Yeah, shit. What's your number 1?
The end of Marvel Premiere 45, when Stargod is looking at the death of these new characters he has met that were killed in this attack, and he finally embraces his godhood, and he is pissed, and he's holding up that sword and that splash page, and he's like saying, like, your blood is mine, or whatever. It's just man. Dude, once he accepts the fact that he's a god and he's going to use his power to make something right, and he is righteously furious, is so cool.
No, it is very, very cool. So my number 1 moment, it was no question for me. My number 1 moment of the entire series was the Star God creating a giant radio in was that Marvel No, that was She-Hulk Savage She-Hulk 13. And for me, that was the most metal moment. It was the moment that what I thought was the most epic. It was the one that I heard the most music during.
Yeah.
He's mining copper with his bare claws. Yeah. He's spinning wire. He's making giant pools of alkaline and harnessing the planet's complete energy to send this signal through what we thought was space. It was not. It was the distance in space around a pearl.
Space to him, though.
Space to him. Yeah.
So if I feel like I know you well enough to where I could do like a Chris Angel thing and reach in your pocket and pull out a card that says what you just said. Because I knew that was going to be your number 1.
Yep, pretty much. And Yeah, some of the other moments that we got is from Halcyon on Twitter. He says his favorite moment, I love the opening splash pages to both Marvel Premiere 45 and 46. John figuring out his powers at the climax in Marvel Premiere 46 and literally blowing away his enemies is another fave.
That was tied for number one with me.
Oh man, it was just so good. And Russ talked about one of his favorite moments being Stargod versus She-Hulk and Savage She-Hulk 14 when they finally meet on that meteor / atom or whatever it is,
Right.
Says not many can face the She-Hulk head on and stay conscious. John not only stayed conscious, he was overpowering the Jade Giantess.
Yeah.
Really cool to see these two battle, which I fully agree.
Totally agree, Russ.
Yeah. So, okay, that wraps up our moments. So, let's see here. Oh, let's make sure...
Are we going to play any moments audio?
Yeah, we should play some moments audio.
So, we also got some voicemails from people. Thank you for calling in. We love receiving voicemail from you folks. It's fun to hear other people talk a little bit about this stuff that we talk about a lot, offline and online, or off the show and on the show. So, we appreciate people calling in. And so, who are we going to hear from here?
Let's hear from Jackson T. Overstreet about his top 3 moments of the series.
Great.
Moments. Number 1, werewolf on a motorcycle, because come on. 2, Nick Fury and the whole hate monger lair James Bond moment. Just not what you expect in a Man-Wolf comic. 3, Zero Gravity Man-Wolf Brawl with all those other goons in their one-piece suits.
Yeah, that was very, very cool.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I have no commentary back for that because we're simpatico.
All right, let's hear from Jared C. He also sent us in a voicemail about his favorite moments.
Now for favorite moments. In the very beginning of the season, we got a lot of Jacob going "arr, rawr" every time the Man-Wolf did that, and we got Matt being skeezy Harrison Turk. Every time you guys did that stuff, I would laugh. So funny to me. Number 2 is Creatures on the Loose, number 37. When they revealed that the Moonstone curses through his entire nervous system, I was like, oh man, that's rad. And I didn't see that coming. Follow that up with She-Hulk number 13, where we discover a unique crystalline microverse. I was like, what? I thought Otherworld was wild. This takes the cake.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yep. Cool. Well, let's see. What should we go on to next? Should we do
villains?
Let's do villains. Yeah. Okay. So villains for my number 3, I had to go with classic Spider-Man villain, Kraven the Hunter. I liked seeing him in here. I thought he was pretty goofy. The art was kind of dodgy in his issue, in that first issue.
The first one, for sure.
Yeah, because the second one, Perez came on as guest penciler and totally killed it. And obviously, just got the job straight up from there. And I liked it. I thought it was weird. I mean, it's a little off-putting every time the normal Marvel Universe kind of came into the Man-Wolf story. But it was, I liked it. And I liked that we thought that Kraven was the big bad when we find out much later on down the line that he was just a hired goon.
Mm-hmm. For
Spencer Smythe, right?
Right.
That's right.
Wait, was it him or was it Harrison Turk?
Was it Harrison Turk? Yeah, probably
It was.
Okay, what am I thinking of?
You're thinking of
Spencer Smythe sent the
in the Spider-Man issues.
Yeah, in the Spider-Man issues. Yeah, you're right.
He sent the Chameleon, which we didn't read.
Yeah,
he sent Electro to blow out a power station.
That's right. No, you're right.
Who did we see? Oh, we saw Jigsaw.
Jigsaw is who we saw. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, Harrison Turk was the big bad, but I'm sure we'll be talking about him in a sec.
Yeah, he should come up. So my number 3 was the Georgian peg leg, well-spoken thug.
Okay.
Guy.
Well, I mean, he is unique.
He,
I'll give you that.
We met no one like him.
No.
I actually have quite a bit of affection. I'm not going to talk too much about the issues, but like for that Georgia storyline with the hate monger, it was strange stuff. And Shield showing up to save the day.
It was really weird.
John's
it was particularly weird.
John's refugee status ending and going into space. It was just it was a weird time, and I think it was weird in a good way.
So let's go to one of the listeners. So we had Brink, who talked about that his third favorite villain was the Monster Maker.
Baron von Stupf.
Baron von Stupf. Finally getting some love. So you gotta like that.
I'm not gonna lie, it was written here number 3,
Yeah.
and I crossed
Oh,
it
you
out.
crossed it out. So yeah, okay. So Brink says the Monster Maker. I know, but I'll explain. The sheer hubris and total incompetence of the Monster Maker was a winning combo for me. He calls himself the Monster Maker, even makes a Trump-esque claim that everybody calls me the Monster Maker. Which is true, he did.
Nobody knows about making monsters like I do.
No, yeah, nobody can make monsters like I do. And yet, as we find out in the story, he has never actually made a single monster. And he never appears again. So the grand total accomplishment of his career is giving monsters free vacations in the Swiss Alps. And yet he goes down in history as the Monster Maker. That's a pretty impressive trick.
I like that.
That's great.
Nice
Yeah.
response. And another achievement of his was that one big panel of his vision of having an army of super soldiers that are man-wolves that can cling to walls and are as strong as Frankenstein's.
It's a great vision. Like it's truly insane, and it comes from an insane person.
Yeah.
But that one panel, you and I loved that one panel.
Yeah.
Of all these like man-wolves like wall crawling around the city and beating people up.
Picking cars up over their head and people fleeing, screaming. That
love
and
that.
and him falling asleep next to a stack of books that said like, ghosts and like
Monsters.
Monsters.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. You know,
Oh,
I did
man.
have a lot of fun reading that issue, and with Greg Begoni when he
Yeah.
was on there with us. That was a lot of fun.
Greg helped.
So yeah, Greg did help. So Russ gave us for his number 3, Weird Hillbilly Guy.
Yeah.
Enough said, he says. So you got some love on that one, Matt.
How did he lose that leg?
How
I
did
gotta
he
know.
lose that leg? There's got to be some backstory there.
Spinoff.
So all right, so we're
Squirrel
on our,
Girl has spinoffs.
Squirrel Girl does have
There's
spin-offs.
a
yeah,
Gwenpool.
Gwenpool.
There's room for this guy.
There is room for this
All
guy.
right,
No,
sorry.
you're right. Okay, so we're on our number 2
Yes.
villains. Okay.
Or you? Is it me? I went first, right?
Yeah, you go first.
Arizin Turk.
Oh, it's a number 2. All right.
The number 2 bad.
Most people's number 1. I won't lie.
Yeah, as was mentioned earlier, I really liked. We genuinely felt concerned for Christine Saunders when she was being stalked by him as he was pretending to be a substitute art instructor.
Yeah, that she just let in like with no hesitation.
She's an artist. She's a free spirit. We've discussed this. I'm not doing it again. No, but that, and then for him to go to a weird, gross pervert like
so weird.
masher on the subway to
Fucking weird.
a usurping god in another dimension was so fucking weird.
Yeah, so weird. And then he's a villain in the Defenders for like 30 issues
Yeah.
or something. Like, I don't know about that much, but almost that much.
Yeah, I mean, basically my takeaway from reading the She-Hulk stuff was I got to get a Defenders omnibus. I don't know if there's an omnibus edition or not, but I need that.
I'm starting to read it, and it is pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know why I was so opposed to it. It just felt like an off-brand loser comic to me.
Well, I think...
But that's the point.
That is the point. And I think that Kraft embraced that point to where, I'm the same with you. Defenders and Champions, I was always like, no, those team books aren't for me. Those aren't real teams, And I stand by that with the Champions. They're a shitty team.
Yeah, well, it's Hercules.
It's Hercules. Anytime that Hercules is on a team,
It
your
sucks.
team's going to be shit.
Was Was it Defenders or West Coast Avengers that the Shroud played a pretty large role in?
I thought that was West Coast Avengers.
I think you're right. Okay.
I think so.
I've been getting my head around, I need to find a way to get rid of money. So I was like, what if I do a Shroud bind? That's basically, like this Man-Wolf thing, but it's just all of his appearance. But he's actually around quite a bit.
Wow,
Night Shift.
Oh yeah, he is. So Matt, I gotta say, I'm looking at the cards for a lot of votes here. A lot of people put Arison Turk as number 2.
Okay, he's the shit.
Got Ryan Doze did, Brink did, Michelle. So yeah, you have some you have some
Like-minded, brilliant individuals.
There are some brilliant individuals. So I'm gonna go with my number 2 villain was the Hate Monger. Because it was so batshit that he showed up. I love a classic Marvel villain, and because he's literally Hitler.
Yep.
And so that makes it all the more satisfying when he painfully melts to death, when his golden suit turns molten and literally
leaving the
melts
Earth's
him.
atmosphere.
Yeah, as it's leaving Earth's atmosphere. That's the best death for Hitler I can imagine, honestly.
Yeah. Well, there'd be more white hot iron penises involved. But
Yes.
but
Yes.
that's a good one.
Yeah, pokers up the anus and all of that. But no, that was pretty good. Your golden suit melting as you're leaving the atmosphere. That was pretty good in my book.
I think that's a great one, and I hovered around him as well. And I really liked. I think I talked about this at the time, but I really liked that Kraft was making that case. I mean, as a hippie rock and roll biker or whatever dude he was, like that rednecks, much like the redneck peg leg guy that shot Joel in the head. That American good old boy racism, whatever that is just the same as Nazi, or is the same stripe as fascism, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, very clearly drawing a line to connect those two. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, no, that was super cool. So I'm really curious what your number 1 is then, man. What if Arison Turk isn't your number 1? Who's your number 1?
This is going to cover a couple of things, but it's Marvel. So this will be Marvel for undoing the Star God whenever they pulled him back into the Spider-Man world. This is also Marvel for whoever that was, the bean counters or whoever who said this space thing is let's just wrap this up and move on and not give this guy 6 issues to just kind of play around in the other realm.
So you're putting Marvel Comics itself on notice for their crimes against humanity.
Yes.
Worse than Arison Turk, worse than the Hate Monger, who we just mentioned was Hitler.
Yep, because I didn't get more Star God.
Okay, that's on brand. That makes sense to me.
Yep.
And I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter.
So talk to me. Who you got?
I got Arison Turk as my number 1. There was only like one other person that had Arison Turk as their number 1 as well. I think it
That actually surprises me.
I know, really?
I thought everyone would have him as number 1.
I thought everyone would have him as number 1. So yeah, I said he's creepy, gold chain wearing pretender to the throne that is rightfully Star God's. So I mean, he's I forget who it was. I think it was Brinker. Right here. I think this is Russ saying Arison Turk, of course, the Ming, the Palpatine, the Sauron, Doom. Turk has been tormenting Star God from the shadows across 2 separate realms. He is the big bad. He has a cool design and he's so creepy. Plus he thinks he's God. He's rad.
He is God.
He is God. You're right. I mean, there's no thinking about it. So, yeah, kind of shocked that more people didn't have him as their number 1. But
I think I was just being fancy.
Well, kudos to you for being fancy.
And I, one of the many regrets for me of this whole thing was how many ideas that are just kind of thrown out like pearls before swine. And like,
I know.
When he was the pretender to the throne in the other realm, he had a blue stone that was some other type of god stone. I want to know all about this. I want to know all about this world.
I know. So you want to know who some of the other number 1 picks for villains were?
Yeah, and if we have any audio, I'd like to hear that later.
Okay, let's hear the audio in a sec. We got Ryan Doze says Simon Stroud, number 1 villain. What do you think of that? What do you think of calling Simon Stroud a villain?
Well, he was hunting our
Protagonist.
Our protagonist.
Yeah.
So technically, yeah.
Yeah. And he's a badass.
Yeah.
No one more badasser.
How many people do you see walking around with a belt full of grenades? Just
Grenade
in New York
belt.
City.
Grenade belt all the way.
He's a badass.
Yeah. Brink put Morbius as number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Number 1 villain.
Number 1 villain. I think there's some qualifiers here. I'm just going to double check.
I mean, wasn't he ultimately responsible for refusing the? He found the Godstone in the bottom of the bay.
He did. Okay, so we have, from Brink, he says, Morbius from Giant Size Superheroes, number 1.
Oh.
Arms akimbo, tossing his head back, laughing about his most considered plan.
Okay. That's good.
Morbs was supervillaining at a college level in this issue.
Yeah, that's true.
And his plan was, okay, I'll get a werewolf, and the 2 of us will run to the college. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a considered plan. Spider-Man will absolutely be there waiting. The werewolf will fight him, and I will leave and come back in 4 hours and steal something.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
It's a most considered plan, and he was so smug and proud of himself throughout, I enjoyed him and his absurd plan. Yeah. Again, Brink makes a pretty convincing argument there.
Yeah, that was moving. I feel like doing the Citizen Kane clap or something there.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Okay, let's see what we got on the audio for villains. Let's listen to Jared C. first.
As for villains, first villain I loved was our sneering man with the peg leg. What a colossal prick that guy was. And they never gave him a name. He was called Boss once or twice, but that was it. Follow that up with E. Hammond Price from that Creatures on the Loose 37, the leader of the Space Force. That guy was a total jerk to everyone that worked for him. He was so driven, and his team was fantastic. That guy's great. And then, of course, we have Simon Stroud, who really, I don't need to say anything. Again, guys, thanks for everything. Can't wait for the future. For whatever you guys do, I'll be around. See ya.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, we got one from Jackson T. Overstreet as well. Let's see what his top
Villains.
3.
Okay. Villains, number 1, the Moon, because the Moon was always fucking with John and was basically the one thing that was always the monkey on his back. 2, JJJ, because poor John wouldn't be where he was if his dad hadn't been an abusive cocksucker pushing him to go into astronautics and be the greatest Jameson of all Jamesons. And finally, the worst villain that Man-Wolf ever faced was fucking cancellation, and whoever pulled the trigger on that, still to this day deserves a kick in the nuts. So anyway, thanks guys. I love you. I love this podcast. I'm glad I found you. I love checking in with your nutty liberal Oregon, not conservative Oregon antics. So anyway, stay furry, my friends. Bye.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yes.
All right, Matt. Well, I think we're at the end. We're at our last one.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be ranking full issues now. Our top 3 full issues from this season. What's your third?
Okay, so this was the hardest one for me to do.
It was hard.
Okay. So my first one is Creatures on the Loose 34, which we've talked about a bit here, which was the Georgia Easy Rider one where Joel was murdered. It just, again, it was bananas in a way that was clearly important to craft, and not like it wasn't important to us, but I mean, it had the bikers, it had the weird hillbillies, it just felt like there's a lot of import to it, and like that murder at the end stuck with me afterwards. Like it's hung around. I don't know why as much.
Well, I think we realize now that that's where Kraft was from. like he knew
Right.
that lake. Yeah, that's where he grew up.
Yeah.
That's where he died in Georgia. I think it's for anyone that hasn't, please go online and read David Anthony Kraft's obituary. He died in May 21st of 2021. so soon. His obituary is amazing, and it talks about how Screamer Mountain is where he lived the last years of his life. Screamer Mountain, Georgia. And it's just,
With his wife and his adopted children, right? Or her...
Yes, it's his stepchildren, and I think that they had one son together.
Oh,
and
okay.
Then,
I didn't realize that.
A bunch of her children, and they lived on Screamer Mountain, Georgia, and it's a really moving obituary. It's also really silly and kind of funny and metal.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it's awesome.
I don't think I've read it. I thought I had when we first started reading him, but now that you're saying this, I don't think I have.
It's really, really cool.
Very cool. What about you? 3?
So yeah, for me, my third favorite issue was Savage She-Hulk 13 with the radio, with the pearls, with the miniverse.
Yeah.
I keep going back to it. I honestly, I think as time goes on, those 2 Savage She-Hulk issues are going to rise to the top for me, just because of the insane psychedelic nature.
Yeah, the sheer insanity.
Yeah, the sheer insanity. And the art is great.
It is.
It makes me want to pay more attention to those 2 artists, Vosberg and I can't remember
Springer.
who did Vosberg and Springer did such a great job. And like you've said, I'm going to read the whole Savage She-Hulk run.
Yeah, I mean, God, it's 25 issues.
Yeah, it's 25 issues.
It's a very small investment.
Oh, man, and the majority are written by Kraft, and I know both you and I have pledged that we're going to read all of David Kraft's work because he's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. So my number 2 is Creatures on the Loose 37, which again is the one that was the cancellation of Man-Wolf's ongoing book. He was out in space fighting Price's men, and that's when he met. Well, the previous issue he had met Garth, but that's when like kind of the Gorjun and the other realm and all the stuff was being revealed to him. What a great cliffhanger! Oh, great! I mean, it's an awful cliffhanger, but I mean, it's I think we had Brad on for that one. I mean, the like that. I've read it a million times over the last 30 years, but like just that vertical panel of those guys zip gunning up through zero gravity. I mean, just the arts in it and those weird cross sections of the air shafts, like when they're all scurrying after each other. And
oh my God.
It's got everything in it, like literally.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So my number 2 was your number 3, Creatures on the Loose 34, with the Georgia.
Oh yeah. No, that's
that great. I don't know. Like I say, I have the single issue now. I've read it multiple times, and I'm not going to cut it up. So it's my number 2. Some of our other write-in number 2s. Michelle said She-Hulk 14, just because of the craziness and the end to that saga. Russ put Marvel Premiere 46 as his number 2, which I get. Mm-hmm. It's a very strong issue.
That's a very strong issue.
Yeah, Ben put Marvel Premiere 46. So did Brink. Brink put Marvel Premiere 46.
Yeah, man.
Saying that it's an epic conclusion. Ryan put Marvel Premiere 46.
That panel
and
that's
Halcyon, it's across the board.
It's almost a sweep.
Yeah.
That panel that has. It's long and skinny, and it just has Man-Wolf's eyes glowing with the pink energy when he's like, fuck it. And he just decimates. I mean, he basically ignites the air like, an atom bomb or something. That was so cool. No, I completely get it.
Yeah. All right, what's your number 1?
Marvel Premiere 46.
46 is your number 1. Wow.
So I agree.
Okay.
Seeing him, at the end of 45, he embraced his godhood for vengeance and a righteous fury. And in 46, he made a harpoon out of a spear and a knife and a vine.
Yeah.
And he climbed up onto a floating rock that had a castle on it. And then he climbed up the castle walls with his claws like it was made out of cream cheese. He did. And I mean, that issue is like, there's nothing I did not love about that issue. I remember that conversation with you vividly. Like I love that one so much. Yours?
It was really, really awesome.
What about you?
I went for Marvel Premiere 45.
Okay.
Just the true introduction of the Star God. A lot of people agreed with me on that. Again, it's almost across the board. Yeah. Marvel Premiere 45.
Oh, it's epic.
It's so epic. I just think the whole package, the cover, the art, the story, just that. you just are thrust into this insane world that David Kraft probably came up with most of it when he was like a 17-year-old high school student, that this was his fantasy Flash Gordon sword and sandal story that he wanted to tell, and you can just tell how tickled he was to finally get to tell this.
Yeah. I'm with you 100% on all that. Having all that stuff introduced, but there was an epicness of a different, like that's the, you know, that's like the trailer for Dune, right? Like in '84, like a world beyond your imagining. You know, like that's where you're just like, oh my God, all these flying dragon horses and all this stuff. But then like when you settle in with 46, you get some other vistas of bigness like that. When he comes in from the torture chambers into the throne room, which is like the size of a football stadium, and it's just crawling with all those soldiers and Arisen Turks up there on the throne. Like, oh, like those battles. I mean, yeah, those two issues should be treated as one thing. I mean, obviously we can't because that's insane.
I know, but a lot of people did. I mean, a lot of people's number 1 and number 2 are 45 and 46.
Yeah.
Which is no shock.
No, not at all.
We knew that those were the issues that resonated most with people. Those are the issues that people contacted us most about.
Yep.
So we knew they were going to loom large.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so we got a couple. Let's listen to Tony Iuppi talk about his top 3 issues.
Okay.
Hey everybody, this is Tony Iuppi, and I live in Jacksonville. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about season 2 of the Werewolf by Night podcast. I have to say that the Star God issues predominantly featured in Marvel Premiere, numbers 45 and 46. Those, for me, were the most impactful issues of Man-Wolf. I really like the Creatures on the Loose, but there's something else going on in those Marvel Premiere issues that just saying. And then the last issue that you guys covered on Savage She-Hulk, issue 14, that was pretty trippy. So I just wanted to share some of my favorite things about Man-Wolf. I don't think I would have ever considered Man-Wolf someone to be considered awesome until I really read these issues and got into the story and just the way that Kraft attempts creating his narrative and just the things going on in the bullpen at that time to kind of like either make him shift or pivot or change gears to still get the story out that he's been trying to get out for so long. So thanks for sharing all your information, all your research, all the awesome guests that you've had on to kind of talk about the ins and outs of not just the industry, but Man-Wolf, John Jameson. And if you see a Man-Wolf Star God bootleg comic in the future, don't be surprised. So I grant access for you to use my audio on this. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Tony. That was great. That was a great call.
That was really awesome. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, I feel like he hit on a bunch of stuff that's come up tonight. Right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's everything. It's everyone was pretty unanimous. I don't think we've run into anyone that has been like, oh, of course I've read these issues. I love them. Mm-hmm. Everyone is coming to these like a newborn babe, just being like, you know, and so we've all had these amazing reactions to something that has just been hidden, that no one knows about. And it's like you're finding, you know, it's like the first time you listen to Smile on a bootleg when you're 17 or something like that, just something that you know is so special and you know that not a lot of people know about. Yeah. And so everyone is so excited about it, and I feel very honored that we, in some small part, got to expose people to this storyline and to us. I mean, this is the first time we read it too. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that was, you know, if I was to choose a favorite thing about this whole season, it would be that we got to share finding this and experiencing these 2 issues with everybody. And we got to have Joe Keating, one of my favorite comic writers of all time, on the issue with us for 45 on that episode talking about it. So fuck yeah. It's just I've loved this season.
yeah, well, we were doing Star God's work.
We were doing the Star God's work.
And I'm glad that we were successful. I'm glad so many people dug it. And like you said, I'm glad that we got to not only turn people on to a really cool character in this world, but also that we got to experience it together with them. Season 1, I had read Werewolf by Night probably through twice before we started that together. You read ahead a little bit, and this time we both decided at the start, let's experience each one. So, I mean, we would make predictions. We would be wrong about stuff that we thought was going to happen next.
We were wrong a lot.
So that was kind of fun. Great season. We really appreciate people coming along with us for this journey. I'm excited for what's to come, but I'm really glad that we just wrapped this one with such a high watermark. I think it was great stuff, and I felt like it just got better and better as it went along. Right? I mean, there was hiccups. There was a Marvel team up. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, even when there's a hiccup, it's still fun.
Yeah, the hiccups were super fun. So yeah, I have no regrets. So we had a message from, let's find this here, from Jackson that kind of touched a little bit on what we're gonna do.
Jackson
next.
T. Overstreet, I have a question. Did Jack and John ever meet? Maybe not in werewolf form, but did they ever cross paths? Obviously past the Golden Age, Bronze Age, but just wondering. I don't know if you guys ever asked the question or if it's been covered already, but just wondering.
Thank you for the question, Jackson. We did not address this.
No, we didn't.
And you know the answer.
I do. So, Jack Russell and John Jameson, in their wolf form, did meet and kind of were around each other in the Capwolf story of the early 90s. Jack Russell's blood was being taken from him and used to create a bunch of other werewolves. The serum was injected into Captain America himself, and he became the titular Capwolf.
Yes.
And so they met kind of, and then Jack does kind of a great exit on a motorcycle at the end of that. That's really funny.
Yeah. So around that era was when John was Cap's pilot. He was actually the Avengers pilot, but I think he kind of palled around mostly with Cap. Yeah. Probably because they were both military guys, and probably got along in that regard. But yeah, he was on that mission along with, I'm trying to think who all was there. I know Wolverine was in part of that first issue or two of that arc. Dr. Druid was in there, but John was along for that adventure. And it's a really strange one. It's pretty pulpy. Jacob was telling me earlier today that he read it at the start of COVID and could barely remember anything about it.
Yep.
I bought it, read it, said, my God, this is super cheesy early 90s and great stuff. And I'm just going to put it aside and I'll get back to this later, and I cannot find it again. I've torn my comic shelves apart a couple times, so I think I might have sold it, but I just can't see me doing that unless I needed beer.
I don't know if you would even do that for beer.
No. So maybe it's somewhere behind a shelf, but Capwolf is weird. Cap, he still has his sentience, I think, for the most part, doesn't he?
I think so, yeah.
I think his head's still there. He's just in wolf form, so it's
a little bit. I mean, he's
a little more feral,
very slow, and he's
a little more feral,
yeah.
but like he's not savage.
No,
and but I mean, he's wearing chainmail and shield, and but he's a wolf. It's very charming in a totally goofy way. He's an infamous character now.
Yeah, a lot of people have. That's Grunwald who wrote that arc, and a lot of people have a lot of fond memories of that. Yeah, I didn't read it when it came out, but I've read it since, and yeah, it's goofy as shit, but pretty entertaining.
Yeah, pretty goofy. So that was nice to hear about. Also, what's next for us, which we've been talking a little bit about the whole season, but we'll be jumping back to Jack Russell, as Jackson alluded to, kind of there to follow what happened to Jack after his book was canceled at issue 43. If you recall, had kind of a bummer end of his run because editorial was trying to get him into a superhero book, and they gave him his intellect, the power of speech, had him go on an adventure with Iron Man, and it just was not a good way to end that book. So he pops up again here and there, and we decided, as we've said before, we don't want to read 90s comics on this show. So we're going to read his solo adventures, appearances in other people's books, or in other teams' books up until 1990, which is around, I believe it stops at a Marvel Comics Presents or something like that, or Doctor Strange.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're going to take a month off right now and just kind of rest a little bit because we put a lot of effort into making this seem like a low-tech show. This is actually quite a bit of work.
Yeah, quite a bit of work for someone.
And, you know, I'm going to do a little rafting, do a little camping, and blah, blah. Then we'll come back at the end of July, and we're going to start up with Werewolf by Night Season 3. And that should be about approximately the same length as this season, I believe. Mm-hmm. And we've also kind of teased what we're going to do after that. And Jacob, why don't you tell people what's in the cards? Because we have talked about a rebrand. We don't want to read Werewolf by Night into the 90s, and so we hit a dead end. And you've heard us gush about Bronze Age comics and how much we like monsters and weirdness. So we're rebranding, and Jacob, tell the people the plan after Season 3.
After Season 3, we are going to focus on Bronze Age horror comics. Mostly of Marvel, but we're leaving the door open. Anything mainly in the 70s. We're going to stick in the 70s. We put a contest out to our patrons trying to come up with a different name. We had 2 winners of that contest. They were Michelle from Moonlit Comics and our friend Caleb. And so we are going to rebrand ourselves as Bronze Age Monsters.
Bam.
Bam.
Bronze Age Monsters.
So we're doing this so we are not going to be tethered to werewolves. We'll be able to talk about all the different Bronze Age monsters from Marvel, you know, Man-Thing, Son of Satan, and so that's what we're going to do for our 4th season. After we put Jack Russell, we put Werewolf by Night to bed, we're going to focus our 1st season on Son of Satan, which was also voted on by the patrons. And it wasn't overwhelming, but it was almost overwhelming. Everyone wanted us to talk about Son of Satan next.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to do. And now that our show is not a trademarked title of Marvel's, we are going to be able to make shirts. We're going to have swag. We're going to have cool shit. So, yeah, Matt and I are really excited about the rebrand.
Very much so. Yeah. And we are focusing on monsters, as Jacob said, in the Marvel or the Bronze Age horror stuff, but we did want to kind of leave. We also liked the aspect of the new branded show name because we could bend that a little bit and maybe bend it almost till it breaks. So, and ultimately, we are the Bronze Age monsters. We are monsters for Bronze Age comics. So we might get into Minch and Plug's Planet of the Apes, or we might get into something like that, but which is not strictly horror, but obviously checks every box in both of our lists. So, yeah, that's what the future holds for us beyond Season 3 of the show. So, I think we just put a cap on Season 2.
I think we did. It was a great season. I'm really excited. I'm sad it's over, but I'm excited we get to move on. We get to go back to Jack Russell, which I'm pretty excited about. We get one more season to go back, talk about how much we love Jack Russell, how much we love Werewolf by Night, and then move on to greener and bloodier pastures.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody, for supporting us, particularly the folks who have chosen to support us on Patreon. We can't thank you enough for that. That's amazing.
That's right.
That your contributions are paying for a graphic designer to make us a snazzy new logo that we're going to own and be able to put on coffee mugs and t-shirts and whatever else you guys want to have. It pays to keep the lights on as far as hosting the show and our Zoom fees, all that stuff. It all goes towards the show. It's money that we put aside just for this. So we really do appreciate you supporting us in that respect. And it's redoubled, I think, my enthusiasm and energy for doing this. I'm already crazy about the stuff for comics, and then having people who are so supportive and warm and kind to us makes me just want to even do it twice as much.
I totally agree. And we got these snazzy tuxedo t-shirts, so
Yeah.
Thank you for that. We feel very fancy. I appreciate it.
That was actually out of my checking account.
Oh, fine. That's such a flex.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for supporting us again. And we will be taking a break for, like I said, for a month, but we'll be back and we'll definitely be around. We'll still be posting on social media and doing that stuff. We're just not going to be publishing episodes for about a month until late July, I would say. All right, Jacob. Nice work.
Nicely done, my friend.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Till we meet again beneath the full moon, furry ones, here's howling at ya.